Hi everyone, I'm back with another junk journal that I will be having in my Etsy within the next couple days. And I thought I would go ahead and give you a tour of this one as well, okay? Alright, so bear with me because I'm trying to get the right angle here for this, and I'm trying to be real creative here so that you can see the entire book when I show. Okay, so let's see. How do I want to do this here? I might get everything in the screen. Move a few things. Scoot myself over. Okay, I think this might work. Alrighty, so let's try and move that back. Okay. I think that'll do it. Alright, so this particular journal, I started out with a cereal box cover. It was just one side of it, and it was a real big like Cheerios box, and then I went ahead and scored it right, you know, kind of down the middle. I think it's like a ½ inch or something like that. And then I folded it, and that's what gave me my shape. Alrighty, so after that, what I did was I glued on some brown paper. I crumbled it up and then glued it, spread it out and glued it on. And then on top of that, I Mod Podged some sewing paper, like tissue paper, sewing pattern paper. I think you know what I'm talking about. And then on top of that, let's see. So then I did one thin layer of Mod Podge on top of the pattern, the sewing pattern paper. So then after that, I tore up some pieces of like pattern tissue paper. Like, I guess it's the kind that you use when you're giving a gift, and you put it in like a gift bag or something like that. So, you know, that's where all these little bits come from here. Okay, and then I put another layer of Mod Podge over that, and then I just took some Tim Holtz Distress Stain and just dabbed, I don't know, I guess they have daubers on them, and you just, you know, dauber wherever. And so that's what I did, and I used vintage photo, shabby shutters, and broken china, and then, or peeled paint, one or the other, I don't remember. Okay, and then after that I put a thick layer of Mod Podge, and I didn't drag it, because if you drag it, it'll make that ink drag and it won't stay where you want it. So I kind of patted it on there, and that worked out pretty good for me. And then I think after that I did one more kind of moderate layer of Mod Podge. So you hear that? It's pretty nice and sturdy. So, you know, that's very nice and thick. So okay, and then so as you can see, it's one signature. And let's open it up. And on the inside cover, I just laid down some index paper from the index of an atlas that I've got, like a vintage atlas, and I inked it up, and then just did like a thin layer of Mod Podge over that. And then right here, I used this divider card, I think for like recipes or whatnot. I just used it as a tag, coffee stained it and inked it, or excuse me, I used it as a pocket. Okay, and then this is just little bits of paper that I used to create a paper collage there. And I guess you guys, you could call this like my, I don't know, like I wouldn't even say it's steampunk, but steampunk science travel journal. That's basically what I call it. Steampunk science travel journal. Okay, and then this here is a stamp, and I just stamped it onto one of those recipe cards It's like a blue, you know, those ones that have the lines are little. I stamped it on there and I cut it out and inked it a little. The paper was already coffee stained. And then this is another stamp that I just stamped and then cut it out and inked it. And then this is torn, just little, I made tags where I took bits from an old book and where there were good illustrations or nice bits of information that seemed scientific or informative. I just went ahead and put them on the tags. And so this one is Hills and Valleys produced by Upheaval. And then this one just looks like it's a log or something like that. It says number, name, locality, and memoranda. I think that's an old word. Okay, so there are those. And then this here is a manila envelope. And I just stamped the word paste here. When I was a little girl, I used to like to walk around and just make observations out of everything, and so I'd paste things in like leaves or grasses or just things I found. Anything that could be pasted, I would do that. Even wings, I'd find if there was an insect or anything like that. You don't have to do that, of course. You can paste whatever you want there, but it was so reminiscent. I thought it was fun. So I turned it into a top loading pocket. This is just some scrap of paper. It's kind of thick, and I cut it into a tag. Okay, and then on the other side of this is a map that I guess I made. It's a squared index card, and it was already green. And then I just kind of crumbled it up and then sprayed it with a little bit of coffee. And then I also rubbed it with some ink. I think it's brushed corduroy from Tim Holtz Distress inks. And then I stamped it with a map stamp. And that's how I got that look. Okay, and then here's some sheet music. And then we've got some wonderful, isn't that a nice sound, tracing paper. And it's so beautiful to write on that. And then this is old book paper, and it's just from that same book where I got these, you know, images and things from. And the book is pretty old. I think it's like from 1860 something, and it was torn apart. It was falling apart, so I wouldn't tear apart a perfectly good antique book, but this one needed to be put to good use. So gessoed over, and you guys, one way to make your gesso nice and smooth is after it's dry, what you want to do is you want to take just like a soft cloth or maybe a like tissue paper or something like that, and you just burnish it. Go in circular motion, and it'll take a lot of that gross grittiness away. I can't stand that grittiness, can you? So it will make it a lot smoother and bearable to the touch. So anyhow, here is some just bits of washi tape, and then the other side there. Okay, and then this is just some vintage paper that I got from an old log or journal. And then look at this, you guys. It's beautiful. So up here it says Clinton Kelly Library. I love that. I love stuff like that. I don't know if the glare, you guys, I'm sorry about the glare. Let me just take my camera so you can see a little closer though, okay? Look at that. Isn't that sweet? It's a sweet old stamp. So, I mean, I almost want to look up that school online and see where it may have been. Anyhow, okay. So this is a tropical morass, and it looks like we've got some aboriginals swimming down there in the water, and then one up here. And look at just how glorious and rich that is. So beautiful. Okay. Other side's blank, but of course you can journal on it. Here's some ledger paper. I'm not certain if this is, I found a vintage ledger at a sweet little thrift store, and I'm not sure if this is it because I've got two different ledger papers in here. Anyway, here's a little washi tape just to add touch. If you notice, I didn't put a lot of lace and sweet things because this is, you know, I tried to make it look very natural. Okay, and then here's some more of that wonderful old book paper. And it's nice and thick, you guys. It's not the crumbly kind. I forget why it was crumbled. It had something to do with the certain kind of, I shouldn't say chemicals that they put in the paper. So, okay, more tracing paper, more of this numbered journal paper. And then here's some sweet grid paper. And that's actually vintage too, believe it or not. I was so lucky to find a whole bunch of vintage papers and things. And then here's some more washi tape. Here's another beautiful image. And we've got another nice, sorry for the glare, another nice stamp up there. Oh, getting focused there. See that? Okay, and then here's a beautiful image there. And, okay. So, it just says formation of attractive scenery. And I'm just showing you this because I want you to see what comes in your journal. Okay, and then, so lots of journaling. You could do lots of pasting. I put some thicker pages in there. You can draw and whatnot. Here's a glassine bag. And there's a little bit of washi tape there. And then on this side, I just reinforced the opening there with some washi tape. And this is just a little mini file folder that I made. It's really grunged up, and it was this file folder, I made it out of really bright pink paper, and it was just a scrap because I like to use my scraps up, and it was just so bright and it did not go with this at all. So I really grunged this up with walnut stain distress ink, and then I put this was a really bright stamp, but I distressed that really good too. So okay, so that's good for journaling, or you can paste anything you want on there. And then this is just a cutout that I did from an old atlas that I have. And you can journal over that. You can paste things on it. You can gesso lightly over it and journal on it. Or you can put maybe a picture in here, or I don't know, tickets or something like that. Okay. Thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate it. I believe in taking my time, and so my videos probably tend to be longer, but I like that. I love detail. Okay, sorry about the glare. Here's just some more of that wonderful book page. Okay, and then here's a really sweet illustration over here, and it says Toad Rock. And if that still exists, I'd like to see that for real. Wouldn't that be nice? This is some really wonderful vintage cream paper. I didn't get a whole lot of it, but I love it. I really like that stuff. Okay. And then here I have I'm sure most of you have seen, these are those bags, pre-made bags that you can get at Michael's, and they come in different colors. And this is just a coffee stained white bag, and it's been stamped on. Obviously I stamped on it, and then I put some washi tape just to add some extra interest. Okay, and this right here, this is Tim Holtz. I like a lot of his stuff, and this just says the act or power of time. Doesn't totally, and then it just kind of has some little descriptions in there, and I thought that was fitting for this journal. Okay, and then in my other videos I mentioned that I like to make a lot of tags just to have on hand for my journals. So here's one of them, and I also mentioned that they're usually very bright until I tone them down with a kind of brown, like maybe vintage photo or brush corduroy or something like that, so that it ties into the particular journal I'm making. So this one here I thought fit real well with the science travel journal. And then this one here is just, it was a white tag that I coffee stained and then just stamped this lovely bird perched on a branch here. Thought that was very fitting as well. Okay, and then you'll see I just use really cheap vintage laces. I like all different grades of lace and ribbons and things like that, but for this particular one I thought the old cheap kind that was a little more coarse in those days would have been perfect for this journal. And so, okay, and then here we are. We've got now this is a page that I cut right about there, and then I folded it up on the other side to create a pocket. Okay, and then so that I could put this ID badge, which I thought was so neat. So I just put, you know, little pretties in there. You can put whatever you want. You could take these out, move them around, and put them somewhere else. You can make this into a tuck or a pocket, the paper that's inside. You can take the ID badge out and do something else with it. Okay, so here's the other side. And then here is the pocket. I didn't do anything up there. I left that for you. Okay, and this is one of those nice numbered pages, as you can see. All right, and then so I have this tag. I'm sure you recognize that. Butterflies and Moths by Tim Holtz. And then I've got this here. It's an accordion book that I made out of just a scrap piece of that wonderful vintage paper that I love so much. And so it just kind of goes out like that. And then there's this little lip here that you can use to glue on, and you can glue this down anywhere in the book that you'd like. And then on the front I just stamped it with my map stamp, and then I put this aged stamp on top of that. Okay, and then this is just a scrap piece of the tracing paper that I had, and so I stamped it with map stamp. And then this here is another one of those tag stamps. So I just stamped it on a green recipe card and cut it out and inked it up. And I think I have a lot of things that I have already pre-coffee stained, so my recipe cards are pre-coffee stained as well. And then this is just another cutout from the Vintage Atlas. And it's, you know, my cutouts are all coffee stained too. So they have that nice sound. I like that. And yeah. Okay, and then I happen to think that there's a science to sewing. I mainly sew by hand. I don't really care for sewing machines. I think they're wonderful, but I don't know. Maybe because I'm not so good at it. I mean, I'm okay. I don't know. I guess I'd rather sew by hand. I really like doing things by hand. That's what it is. Okay, and then here's some more gessoed over old book paper and some pretty washi tape. I tried to make this book look very official, very scientific travel. I'm a very serious person. Okay, and then here is one side of a vintage folder, index folder. It's for like, I got 12 of them in a pack. Not a pack, I just found them all at the Goodwill bins, like the weigh-in store. And like where you pay, like you can weigh all the stuff and it's by the pound, you know. So, you know, I find a lot of old papers there, and I found all 12. I mean, this one says March, you see, and I found all 12 of for the months of, you know, throughout the year, and I was so thankful that I found them all. I was worried I wouldn't, but okay. So there's that side. That'd be great to journal on or paste or whatnot. Okay, here's some ledger paper here. And then I've got this vintage nickel roll. And then this is probably from a sewing pattern, but I thought this right here was pretty good. And then here's some nice washi tape. And then on this side, this is the center signature, the inside of the middle, basically. Okay, this is the middle. I should just say that, not the inside of the middle. Okay, and then here I have just some more of those cutouts. And then this is a tag I made out of some more scraps from the index in the atlas. And then this is an inked up stamp. On this side, it's pretty much the same thing as on that side. Here's a scrap piece of paper here that I just turned into a tag. And then here is a scrap piece of paper that I noticed had that wonderful butterfly on it, so I thought better not get rid of it. So I threw it in there for you. Okay, and on this side, here's another cutout. And then here's another, I won't take it out this time. Here's another stamp tag. And that's also on coffee stained recipe card. Okay, and then here is another beautiful image. And this is the life and work of a river. Really, really pretty. And journaling down there. And there's the other side. Just a little bit of writing up there. Just little touches here and there. I don't like too many blank pages, and I didn't do a lot of stamping in here, so I used a lot of washi tape to make up for that. And then here, you know, here's the other side of that pattern piece. It's like the what it is it's the outside bottom part of a sewing pattern envelope, you know. It's just like the back side. Okay, and then there's some washi tape there, some more of that vintage numbered stuff here, some more of it. Lots of journaling, lots of observations in here. Some more of that really nice vintage cream paper. Some washi tape there. Now, there's a lot of shadows, you guys, in this video. It's nighttime now. Okay, and then here we have a beautiful, another beautiful illustration, and it says waterwork. I don't know why it says waterwork. The only thing I can think of is just that beautiful wide river in the back. But he's in here, he's pointing this way, and this is shaped a very unnatural shape. So maybe what he's showing this person is what the water has done to this, because you can see the ridges in there. I don't know. It's just really interesting, but it looks like they're on observation there. So the bank had been formed by cutting away the earth on that side to give sufficient width to the something. So it looks like this is something that was done by man to create something. Anyway, you can read through the gesso, and it kind of gives you more information. Okay, and then here's the other side of the glassine bag. I've got a roll of quarters in there. Not really, but you know what I mean. Okay, and then here's another tag made by some extra index scrap from the atlas. And then here I have some old book paper from the same book that I'm using the pages out of. Okay, and so this looks like it's a table or a list of different types of minerals. Okay, and then this one here is a really beautiful illustration. It says shores formed from strata of gravel, and it's just really, really beautiful. And you guys, these are all Mod Podged on, and and then I've Mod Podged over them too, so they're not gonna peel off or anything like that. They're nice and smooth and secure in there. Can you see the glare? See? Okay. All right, so there's that. And then more. So I tried to put some thicker paper in too, you guys, so if you wanted to draw or do watercolor, you could do that too. And then, yes, you can watercolor on paper that's not watercolor. Here we have another beautiful illustration, formation of plains. And then gessoed down beneath. Remember, if you want the gesso not to be gritty after it's dry, you want to burnish it with a soft cloth or soft Kleenex or something like that. Okay, and then here's another real pretty tag, and it looks like it's just it's a list of, you know, CC, chloride, potassium, chlorine, potassium, iodine, just different minerals. It says elementary substances contained in the water of the sea. So formation of rock salt. So this is, I just thought that was really interesting. Very, very nice. And then here's just a scrap piece of paper that I turned into a tag. And then this here is just some grid paper that folded over, and it's a pocket. And then of course I've got lots of washi tape. There's the other side. Okay, some more of that. Most of the papers in here are vintage, you guys, except the tracing paper. That's not. Of course, I do have some vintage tracing paper, but I think pretty much everything else is vintage in here. Even this lined school paper. This is older, but I'm always so thankful when I find the older stuff. Okay, and then here's another piece of book page. It's just blank on this side, and then on this side, look at that, you guys. Isn't that divine? It just moves you so much emotionally. If you see this in person, you would just be so moved. It's beautiful. It says the steps of the Montmorency. I don't know where that is, but obviously the Victorians really liked it. Like to go there. You see those people there? Looks like they're on some kind of special outing. Okay, so there's that. I really like in the distance, you see the rays of sun back there. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and here's some more lovely papers. It might be nice to draw on this one, or watercolor. It's nice and thick. Not too thick, but not too thin either. Okay, and then here we have another pocket. I just did basically side pockets like you'd see in an observation book or a travel book. I didn't do lots of corner tucks and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this book looks very official. So this just came, it says small petite. It's just the envelope of the flap of an envelope to a pattern, a sewing pattern. You can see the prices and all that, but I just like the way it looked, and it's coffee stained and all that. Okay, and then more of the washi tape, and then here I've got a stained stamp, or inked stamp I should say. And then here I have this antique locker tag. Thought that was really sweet. I was lucky enough to find a whole bunch of these, and so I put one in here for you. Okay, and then here's another one of those dividers that I turned into a pocket. You could probably put that somewhere in here, or just journal on it. You may just want to journal on this. And then this is a vintage game score page, and that'd be real sweet for, you know, journaling on. Okay, there's that. And there's another beautiful illustration. It says big snags, and it looks like they're just kind of like drifted trees that have, I guess, they've fallen or broken off in a storm, and they're in the water. And here comes a boat. Watch out. This day, I wouldn't say it looks treacherous, but it doesn't look like a peaceful day. It definitely looks like, oh, there's some kind of wind or something here. I don't know. Anyway, and then we've got some more gesso over the, but you guys, you can still read through this if you want, if your mind is curious, you know, like mine is. Okay, and then there's this side. All right, And we are winding down, but bum bum bum, I had to give you a grand finale. Look at this. So it says cutting it down to save it. I don't know if they're talking about that tree. I hope not. It's beautiful. It looks good. How can, what do you mean by that? I wish I knew. I wish I need to look around and find, out of the other pages that came from this book, I need to find this and see what they're talking about, because that just makes me very curious. Cutting what down? What are you cutting down? Okay. That's just really lovely. These look so wonderful in person, these pictures. Okay, and then it's got that beautiful stamp up there too, from the Clinton Kelly School Library. There's the back. Okay, and then this just a gentle finish up after the grand finale. Okay, so that's just the back. We've got some more of that index and some washi tape, and these are just a couple little or a few little doodads in the back. These were scraps, and I saw that they had butterflies on them, so I inked them up and cut them into tags. This is just a little mini tag, and here is a Victorian kind of ornate key. Okay, I think that's all that's in there. And in the back just says paste, kind of like the front did. And again, you can paste whatever you want there, or just journal. You don't have to paste anything, of course. And then here, the back inside cover, I've just got another one of those divider things. And then just some torn paper from Ledger. And then this is an antique business card. So I put that there. And then back here, or in here I should say, I have just another tag that I made out of some scraps. And then this one here, I thought that was fitting. I can see the ray of sun there, and it just looks like clouds billowing a little bit, but it's kind of that collage work, I guess. And then here is another one of the tags of old torn paper, and then we have another I guess table of I don't know if those are percentages or ratios of different types of minerals. And then this one here, it's just so simple, but I love it. It says science, water, and land. And again, these are Mod Podged on, so this old paper isn't going to tear on you or crumble or anything like that. Okay, and then there's the back, all done. So this particular journal, you can take with you. It's nice and sturdy. It's heavy duty. So you don't have to leave this one at home. And I'm going to measure it for you, okay? I don't set out to make my journals any particular size. I don't say I'm going to make it this size. I just make it, and then afterwards it ends up being whatever it is. 'Cause that's how my creativity goes. Alright, so this one is about 5 3/4 inches by, I think it's around, by 8. Okay, so 5 3/4 inches by 8, and you get 52, I think, 52 pages to journal on, or do your thing. So that does include the music paper. I didn't gesso over it in case you wanted to do something else with it. I didn't coffee stain them either. Just, I really wanted to make this your own. You know what I mean? You might want to paste butterfly cutouts or something, and so if I gessoed over it, that wouldn't be so good, right? Okay, because you wouldn't be able to see the pretty music paper or music notes so well behind it. So that's that. I figure you can just tie this up with a leather cord or some good strong ribbon or something like that, and you're good to go. Okay, so I'll put the description in the description box below. I will put the link to Etsy for this, and if you have any questions, let me know. If anyone really likes this and would like another one similar to it, I can do that for you. But I never make the exact same thing twice, because I literally go based on what raw materials I have. I try to use genuine old things in my journals. Not everything, obviously, is going to be old, but I really try to use old things. So, if you like this one, just let me know. I can always make another one very similar to. So, all right. Well, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask, message me, comment and rate, and I'd love for you to share my video. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.